Hola a todos, bienvenidos de nuevo a nuestro canal. Ahora tenemos un video muy bueno acerca de dirección artística. In art direction, specifically for fashion or any other campaign-based field, you would usually be in charge of things like concept development, set design and location scouting, model casting and styling, photo shoot direction. And this is a place where you and your team, including photographers, set designers, will work really closely to make sure that the images captured really align with the art direction that you set at the beginning. And because this is a long process and there's a lot of things to include, I didn't want to just smoosh everything in one video. So this is going to be video 1, part 1 of our art direction series. So let's start.
Welcome.
So let's talk about mood boards. Mood boards.
At the beginning of your process, when you're gathering inspiration and you go to places like Pinterest, Arena, or newer apps like Cosmos or Savvy, this is the moment where I would recommend this 15-minute moodboard exercise to add to your own research. Let's say we're working on an athleisure campaign. We're going to start by writing a very quick and basic prompt. Don't worry about spending time on descriptive details because for this part of the tutorial, we want to move fast and build on top of the results we get. The goal is to move quick and keep exploring. Disclaimer, we're about to get some wacky results and that's okay. These are all terrible, but that doesn't mean we can't use them. So we're just going to crop on an area that, I don't know, calls your attention or has some potential, or you just want to keep exploring. I'm going to choose this crop right here with the Japanese green/mint colored paper lamp, and we're going to build on that. If we break down our image, now we have some elements to play around with. Next step, let's write a new prompt including the lamps to make sure Midjourney includes them. The rest of the elements should be added when we use this image as a character reference. In this case, style reference will only extract the style of the image and not necessarily the elements we want to explore, so we'll be using character reference. Now we can see our elements depicted for our athleisure research. We can see cool tones in a combination of organic and abstract patterns combined with more geometric ones. We also see the same elements shot in a warmer and more soothing light. And finally, we see more surreal compositions contrasted with more casual and realistic shots. Enough of this exploration. Now I am going to repeat the same process and choose a more interesting crop to get more unpredictable results. Disclaimer, I think this may or may not be AI boobs. Now let's move on. Now these are so much better in my opinion. I love that reddish dotted fabric in the back. Now we are in a box prop heaven in the Blade Runner universe. And on this one, I am obsessed with these outfits. And also, I am not mad about the peach fog in the corner. And this is a better or more interesting version of the paper lamps, in my opinion, because the reddish orange floor shadows are pulling the scene together really nicely. Last but not least, we have the Marina Abramovich yoga class. I see it, but maybe Lilo from The Fifth Element is a better fit. This lip painting in the back does remind me of the movie poster for Antiviral, and also the vibes could fit as well. Side note, I was obsessed with this movie when it came out. The cinematography is so slick, minimalistic, and sterile in the best ways. Now let me tell you a little bit about Antiviral. This is a sci-fi horror movie about a future where people are obsessed with celebrities. Not so different from now. And the main character works at a clinic that sells celebrity viruses to fans. I'll leave it at that to avoid spoilers if you're into this kind of movies. And since we're in the research stage, might as well keep exploring other visual references. For example, this last image at the bottom right reminds me of the cover of Placebo's Meds album. We've seen this photography style not just in album covers, but fashion and even in graphic design. A lot now. And now that I think about it, Antiviral and Placebo's music video for Special K have a very similar visual vocabulary. Maybe it's that Y2K influence, even if these two art pieces are 10-ish years apart from each other. I don't think I'm reaching, but you tell me. For this last part, I gathered some fashion campaigns and editorials that incorporate one or more elements or references that we discussed today. It's important to note that the success of these projects doesn't necessarily depend on having the most obscure concept, original props, or unique locations. Rather, it's often how effectively you execute your vision. One key factor to keep in mind is your ability to curate and edit your ideas, ensuring you don't dilute your artistic direction. At the same time, it's crucial to strike a balance between maintaining your vision and taking risks by exploring new avenues that can bring a fresh twist to your ensemble. I hope this was helpful or at least entertaining. Play around with it, have fun, explore, and see you on the next one.
Goodbye.